leaves me wanting more. And the guitarist, you can hear sort of at the end, and I reckon if, when they do their live gigs, I reckon he really lets rip, you know what I mean? I can really feel he's holding it, he's almost like, don't hold me back, kind of thing. But and I like the fact that the vocalist has space between, kind of doing, there's a huge confidence, you can tell that's there. So yeah, really good. I loved it.
Right on. Well, next up we have a guy who...
Wait, no, Posh. It's like, well, now I've got to change.
Who is our next contestant, Jim? Well, Bob,
should we have a cup of tea?
Yeah. Sit down. Oh, please. So, tell me, Eddie Baby. Like, don't call me Eddie Baby.
Brilliant.
So, moving on. So we have Shape of the Sun, and this is a song we put a few times. It's a great song. It's essentially about the zombie apocalypse, if there ever was one. But either way, it's a great...
Is it really?
Yeah, it's if you listen closely, I mean, like Nate explained to me a few months ago when I interviewed him, and it's a really cool song. He's working on some new stuff right now. This is off his EP, Lovely Lungs. And so we're getting some new stuff right now, and I'm not sure doing his shows when he's doing this next show, but at one point, Nate, I promise I'll go to Ohio to see a show, because Ohio's about 2-3 hours from my dad's house in Michigan. So if I can plan out for the weekend, I can actually make it down to the show, make it back to Michigan, spend the night, then go back home. So I'm hoping that will be coming up very, very soon. So here we go with Shape of the Sun, and I Feel Like I Feel.
I feel like I feel, and you're always to blame. I can tell by your eyes that you're feeling the same. Will we finally get it right? I live in the dark while you hide in the light. I feel like I'm caught in a broken machine. I'm scared that you might never get what you need. When I finally reach the end, it won't be enough, so we do it again. I've always been haunted by a face that you can't see. Is this what you wanted? It's not enough for me. I feel like I feel, and you're always to blame. I can tell by your eyes that you're feeling the same. Did we finally get it right? Finally get it right. I live in the dark while you drown in the light. The light. I've always been haunted by a face that you can't see. Is this what you wanted? It's not enough for me. I've always been haunted by a face that you can't see. Is this what you wanted? It's not enough for me. I've always been haunted by a face that you can't see.
Shape of the Sun. I feel like I feel, and this is a great tune because it's got such a mix of like a bunch of different genres of music kind of wrapped into one, but really cool, and always love his vocals. And like I said, I mean, most people I interview are great people, but Nate is a great guy, and I love talking with him about his music, and super cool. And so, like, one day soon, I will get out to see Shape of the Sun live with the band. So, but otherwise, until then, man, it's a great tune. Keep on pumping them out.
Yeah, I mean, I just love his kind of cool, crisp, confident vocals. I mean, the harmonies are brilliant and they work so well. It's really catchy. I mean, I really do love this, this track. The more I hear it, it's kind of imprinted, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh yeah, fantastic. When I knew it was on tonight. So yeah, just fantastic. Great guitar work as well. It's just, yeah, really, really cool.
Right on. So... I can't when I got you on air. It's the same thing with Mike. I do that too. It's like not intentional. It's like and I'm not mocking the accent. It's just I just can't help it. But you know what? I have a buddy in Michigan. He's been a good friend for almost 20 years now. My buddy Eric in Michigan. He his bad habit is doesn't matter where he is. If he hears a different accent, all of a sudden he slips right into that accent. It's so funny. And remember when he first told me about it, I was like, oh come on, like really? And then because this was years ago, he used to work at a grocery store, so he's in the butcher department, the meat department, right? And he's serving this one gentleman, and the guy's got a Boston accent, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, there goes Eric. He's got the Boston accent. You can see him kind of look at himself like, oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. And he didn't know it was there, so he started laughing. He goes, see, I told you. He goes, like, I apparently you do.
I had a friend like that. I know exactly what you mean, but one thing I know for myself, I've lived in Somerset now since 2006, and I don't go into the Somerset accent. I try to avoid that. I don't want to sound like a farmer girl, but yeah, no, it is funny how people. It's a kind of to try and fit in a way, isn't it? It's like if you're staying in an environment, you do try to kind of blend. I think that's what it is without realizing it sometimes. But yeah, I don't bother here. I just stick to being me. I think, and then my Kentish London accent comes out.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is like I don't do it too often. It's just mainly just on the show. Otherwise, the only other time I do it, but I just switch to where languages is at work. If I hear the French accent, then I'll switch over to French right away. But that's different because I'm not going to the accent. I'm actually speaking the language, right? So. But
I tell you what, Bonio, you could speak French to me anytime.
Well then.
Yeah. We can do that in between songs.
Ooh la la, or a variation of that.
It's quite exciting tonight.
Yeah, you're excited. Feel these nipples.
I tell you what, the days they changed the internet. Anyway, let's move on.
Right. Well, okay. So next up, this is a bit of an older tune by his, but still one of my favorite all-time artists. This is Lord Numb, and this is called "The Ghost of Divers." Dig this.
Take a breath and hold hold your nose. Dive down to where the coral grows. Tiny mouths nibble at our toes. Alright. Swimming beside us, the eyes and fingers try to touch us as 1,000 eyes turn to watch us. The ghosts of divers swim beside us, the eyes and fingers try to touch us as 1,000 eyes turn to watch us.
The Ghost of Divers, Lord Numb. That's a fantastic tune. It's a bit of an older one, but it's a great tune. And the story behind that one, when I interviewed, it was at least 2 or 3 years ago when I interviewed him, and he had taken a trip to Egypt, and he and his wife, and there was apparently a cavern with a river where some people had drowned in because they got caught in the undertow or where it may be. So. It was kind of cool. So that's how he kind of came with the concept like that. That's a great idea, right? Because could you just imagine just randomly kind of swimming around and all of a sudden seeing this like this apparition or some sort of swimming right beside you?
That'd be so weird.
Oh, hello.
Mental.
So go ahead.
I was going to say what I just love this sky stuff. It's just so. Challenging, it's exciting, it's catchy, it's always, even though I've heard this track and I've heard his stuff, it always feels new because it's so kind of experimental and different, and his vocals, they're kind of, they are sexy, they're good, and I love the beginning on that because it really sets the kind of scene to it. Yeah, very cool.
Well, it just one of those things it would have been nice to kind of do a Halloween show, but obviously things didn't happen the way they wanted to. I would have been on the Saturday. But, that being said, this is one of the songs I played in the past on Halloween for the Halloween show normally. And, it was funny because, on Halloween, even before Halloween, you're watching the movies. So whether they're thrillers or horrors or whatever it may be, And one of my staples, and I made no qualms about it, that I love the original Stephen King's movie, The It. Oh, well, not the It, but It, and it always kills me that Pennywise was played by Tim Curry, and people should know Tim Curry from Rocky Horror Picture Show, Home Alone 2. He's been
Legend.
What's that? Sorry.
He's in Legend with Tom Creed.
Right. So he's done a lot of stuff, and it's usually not two series of an actor serious. He's more of a comedic actor sort of thing, and that's what kills me. And then. But even though it's creepy as hell, it's still kind of comedic in the same way, because